What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. I definitely have had a great weekend. It was my girlfriend's birthday yesterday, so sorry I missed some of you guys. Obviously, some craziness went down on Friday. We were able to talk about that, but yeah, wanted to end the weekend right and talk a little bit of birds with you. So thank you for joining me into another edition of On the Road to Victory. Of course, I'm Jimmy Smith, and if you guys have any questions, comments you want to throw my way, please feel free to do so. And if you guys are watching this anytime, I get comments days later. I love it. Always feel free to speak your piece, man. Let me know what you're thinking, how you feel about these birds. I know that these are some scary times, especially with trading out of pick six. You know, everybody is losing their mind. And look, there was a lot of really nice names up there that we could have possibly got at six. But the Eagles clearly want to think about the future, acquire more picks, and that's what they're doing when they go ahead and trade someone. They traded, obviously the sixth pick and trade with someone like the Dolphins. And, they talked about trading with the Dolphins to pick 3 before the Dolphins made the move with the 49ers. Apparently, it looks like a 3-team deal because they weren't going to make the move with the Eagles. They weren't giving them enough, I guess. And they said, look, we're trading with the Niners. If you want to make a move after we're done, you can move back, acquire another first-round pick. And look, that's the part where I get a little excited. And look, I love Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts. Those are very exciting names to talk about. But let's be real here. We have a lot of holes on this team. We talked about how deep this draft really is. So, the Eagles are looking at it this way. They're still going to get someone very talented at 12. And then next year, we have another first-round pick. And if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps or 70% of the snaps and they make the playoffs, we get a first-round pick rather than a second-round pick. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. But we got another first-round pick, baby. That gets me pretty damn excited. But I wanted to talk today a little bit about who are the options at 12? There's a lot of talented guys in this draft. We talked about the, possibility of trading back. A lot of people didn't want to hear that. And we obviously did it even before the draft started, a month before. So that's obviously was the option here. And now let's look at who the options are for the Philadelphia Eagles. We talk about this draft being loaded with talent. Let's not kid ourselves here, guys. It really is. And at 12, we could still get ourselves a stud. You talk about, people still want a wide receiver. Give another weapon to Jalen Hurts. We still aren't sure about Reagor and Fulgham. Don't know what you're going to get with Quez Watkins, John Hightower, obviously Greg Ward back. I mean, there's so many things that there's, question marks. But obviously weapons are obviously the big topic, because of the fact that we were pick 6, but now it's still an option here, guys. You could still get one of the top receivers. But if you notice, pretty much after these 2 receivers I have here, I pretty much have defensive guys on this list, other than the couple offensive linemen you see. I think that there's Darisaw and Slater are 2 really good linemen. And, I think that the Eagles could possibly do that. We talked about needing, linemen all over the place. Even if we have it right now, we're getting older and we don't know how people are going to hold up. So it's a possibility that we go with the line. So a couple linemen I showed there, and then some linebackers. The Eagles don't like to put an emphasis on linebacker, but of course we can hope, right? And so I threw a couple up there. You see Micah Parsons, Wosu. I really think that, it would be great. And with the new, coaching staff system here, maybe we put some emphasis there. Now, my thing last year, I knew there was going to be problems if it was Avonte Maddox starting outside. And yeah, we saw how bad it was. So we need ourselves an outside corner. And I think that will get rid of a lot of the problems, and this defense will look a lot better. And, Jonathan Gannon, he's somebody that has worked with defensive backs. So why not go get yourself one of these stud corners, especially if they fall? I'm not sure. We hear, the Cowboys being interested in a lot of these guys, and rightfully so. They need a corner. But, we'll see who's available. Patrick Surtain, Caleb Farley just getting that surgery. Jaycee Horn, a name that we talked about a couple days ago. And I've been seeing the last couple of days that, a lot of people are bringing up Jaycee Horn now. And I love to see it, because that would be a perfect pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. We've been talking about that for a long time here at On the Road to Victory. So yes. When we talked about the possibility of trading back for one of these defensive players as a possibility, that it's something that now is a very big possibility. We're at 12. I would be perfectly fine with that. We talked about some of these receivers in later rounds that we could possibly get, maybe even at 37, of Rashad Bateman. You really look at the talent in this, like a Nico Collins, even later in the draft. I don't know where you want to grab some of these guys, but I said put an emphasis on defense, right? Let's get like 7 out of 11 of these guys be defensive players. I'd like to see a running back, maybe a Michael Carter. I'm not sure what you want to do exactly, even his running mate. Javonte Williams, whatever you want to do to give Miles Sanders another running back to go with. And I think, obviously another receiver would be all right. A tight end if you're going to trade Zach Ertz, but an offensive lineman would be nice too. So there's 4 right there. I wouldn't mind maybe an undrafted quarterback or a later round. We'll see if we acquire more picks with the Zach Ertz trade. But defense, man, I think we need a huge emphasis on defense, and I love the new coaching staff. So we'll see what we do there. Jeffrey, my man, let's go with Horn. I'm with you 100% on that one. I think Jaycee Horn is a no-brainer there. And, you hear the Cowboys being interested in him. I think that's obviously a possibility, but, man, they would love to piss us off. But if he's still there, man, him and Darius Slay, oh, boy, that would be awesome. Yo, my man Joe, go Birds. You know it, baby. What's going on, brother? Hope you're having a good night. Hope you guys are all having a good weekend. Thank you for tuning in. Just want to talk a little bit about this craziness. My girl's week. This was her weekend. All week was pretty much, but had to take yesterday for her birthday. Had a great time. But this is crazy news. I was taking calls from my buddies and stuff like, oh man, like this is nuts. Like it really is. And I'm trying to find the positivity because we talk about the holes this damn team has. So getting that first round pick, that's the only thing that really makes me like, okay, all right, another first. But yeah, it comes back to, it's like, well, it's Howie picking. So how confident can you really be? But I'm trying to be because it's all these things that we try, I try to prepare people for these things to happen because it's like, look, this is always a possibility with Howie, and the trade back was always in the cards. So here we are at 12 now. And, you see some people like, oh, well, why did we lose that game, move up? It's like, well, a lot of people wanted us to win that game and have like an 18 or later pick, lose to the Bucks in the playoffs or whoever, you know what I mean? Why even make it, lose out on this top pick? It's like we had the ability to trade that pick because of it, and we acquired another first-round pick. And then we talked about the fact that could we trade Ertz for a 4th rounder? We had no 4th-round pick because of the fact that we traded for Jannard Avery the other year. So now we get ourselves a 4th-round pick. So it's like we're doing all these things that we talked about. So we'll see. I think we're getting all this draft revenue to make a trade. I don't know about that. I talked about at the end of the year on the 4th and John show, we talked about what we wanted to see in the offseason. I said, obviously, I want to see him restructured, do all the things he needed to, Howie, that is. But I wanted to see him acquire as much draft capital as possible. We are right now the team with the most draft picks at 11. I love it. And if you could trade Ertz, get more, hell yeah. But maybe you get all of those so that you are trading up. Maybe you find some crazy trade for Russell Wilson, or you do something nuts that you see all these stories about. It's like, I really don't know. But I think that, you try to give Hurts a shot, but they proved that they don't want to by, apparently they were trying to trade up for Zach Wilson. So it's like, God help us. But I don't know, man. I really don't. I would just love to see them actually build a team with all these picks. But I would actually, if that's the case, I would need Andy Weidel to have more say and to feel more comfortable. I want to see what he does in this draft before I'm like, yeah, we got all these drafts. Because if it's still Howie just being an ass clown out here, then I'm just going to have a really hard time. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe a trade is in the works. It's always a possibility with Howie, as you see. Dude, I was talking to my buddy Gail when it happened, and it was like, I was getting things for my girlfriend's birthday. Like, it was a crazy day already. I'm like, son of a bitch. And I'm like trying to make these graphics, all stuff. I'm like, this is Howie. This is how it goes on a day where you think like I have time to do things in life. Always got to throw something crazy at us. So that's just the way it is, man. Love the number 12 to be Surtain. And look, that was one of the names, I definitely talk about one of the guys that's up here in the picture, obviously top right corner. But I think he's obviously very talented. I only Jaycee Horn, that's my guy because that's somebody I was talking to with my buddies over at Fourth and John about for a long time now. It's just somebody I feel how physical he is. Dude, he's perfect for Philadelphia. I think he would fit here. Surtain, though, is also very fantastic. Both fathers in the NFL, we all know that. But look, I think that doesn't really mean anything, but it's actually pretty cool to see that they're not just living in the shadow. They're actually going out doing their own thing. Especially, Jaycee Horn, not even playing wide receiver. He's a corner. But Surtain, dude, he's no joke, man. So, yeah, I wouldn't be against it. I think Jaycee Horn, when I was talking to my buddy Gail the other day, he was like, who would you date? I was like, that was the scenario we talked about months ago. If that happens, we trade back. I hope it's for somebody like Jaycee Horn. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to really see us get Jamar Chase, but that wasn't the Eagles' plan. They don't think a receiver, and it isn't that way. A receiver isn't going to just fix this team, but it would bode well for the future, I think, whenever you get like Hall of Fame talent, like guys like Jamar Chase, guys like Kyle Pitts, then yeah. But if you look at that picture, there's guys like Devonta Smith, maybe Jaylen Waddle still available at 12. If you really want a weapon, you still got dude, I was just going to say this, and I just noticed this comment. The only thing that disappoints me is drafted behind Cowboys and Giants. Sorry, I almost missed this. But, yeah, that's the worst part about this. Moving behind and watching them, it's going to piss us all off because good players are going to drop. You're going to see those quarterbacks. I got excited when that trade first went down with the Dolphins and the Niners. I was like, oh, yeah, quarterbacks are going first. That means the Eagles are going to take. And the Eagles trade the 6th pick. And I was like, well, guess I'll just calm down on that notion. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. If we focus on defense or get a weapon, I'll be happy because now we're in that limbo range. And I didn't really want to be, but the fact that, what did we talk about, guys? To move back a few picks, and sure, it's 6 at this point, but we talked about the mid-round of the first. If you move in that range, how much you could acquire. And look, you moved up, got that 4th-round pick we were talking about. We have, you moved up a lot. It's like 123. And it was 156 or something like that. So you moved up a pretty good amount there, like 23 spots. So 33 or something, whatever. I literally think that's a great move. And to get a first rounder, I'm trying to like it because, man, that really sucks to not have Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts as targets. Just want a player at 12 who can play. And I'm with you, Brad, 100%. That's exactly what I feel. Can you just come out and actually be somebody that can be a Philadelphia Eagle, that can just play? And, let's take a gander. I've got the graphic here. You're correct. With the first 4 picks, you have 4 picks in the top 84. 2 third-round picks. Man, you got to hit on those damn picks. They got to be able to come out and play day one. Why? No, you shouldn't. Oh, well, third rounders, they don't necessarily. Yeah, I don't give a damn. When you have a team like the Philadelphia Eagles that has so many effing holes, you got to get starters. You want to talk about linebackers, corners, safeties, even defensive linemen. Maybe we don't know what's happening with Derek Barnett. He's still here, but we don't know if that's the case later. Don't know what you want to do there. Maybe go after an edge rusher. There's so much that can be done. Talk about offensive line, receivers, running backs, tight ends. My God, there's work to be done, and you got 11 picks to get it done. Howie, I'm trying, man. I'm trying my best not to lose my mind because you've been killing us lately, but you do good with money. You do. So I'm just trying to believe in my birds, and I'm just hoping they give the right players to this new coaching staff. They can build on things, and we get great things in the next few years. I really think when you acquire picks like this, you have the possibility of doing that. So let's see. The picks are there, but I'm not confident in Howie. And that's exactly right, Jeffrey. That's the thing that scares us all. Is Howie going to F it up anyway? Because you're like, oh, great, I got a pick, but it's like the Sixers all over again. Are we just keep picking quarterbacks like the Sixers were picking centers for 17 years straight? Oh, great, another center. Can't wait. What the Yeah, don't get it. I don't want to go there. So I'm with you. None of this kicking the can down the road with the money and the picks and all this notion. Look, I think in their mind they're able to do that, but they're also, we can win enough to get by. Like they think they're so smart. And we don't exactly agree with that. So that's where we get a little mad. So I'm with you guys 100%. Not 100% confident, but that's where Andy Weidl comes in. You hope that he has some kind of say in, throughout the years, other guys have had say and really helped. And when they leave, you see how much of an impact they had, and your Joe Douglases and Andrew Berries of the world. So let's hope that we can have somebody like an Andy Weidl really make a difference here. And he was here last year, and we had, John Dorsey here last year helping out. And obviously he went to the Lions now. I thought he should have been given a bigger role, and we all feel a certain way. But I'm just hoping maybe he learned something. Maybe, for the love of, please, God. I don't know. But obviously he's off to a bad start with people because he traded out of that 6th pick. So, dude, now you better pick a stud at 12. Better get a stud at 37. You better hit on some of these damn picks. I'll tell you that right now. And especially, like I said, those first 4 in the 84, top 84, you better hit on those. And then next year, because next year no one's going to feel good. Like, oh, great, we got 2 first-rounders. Maybe that second rounder from the Colts turns into a first-rounder. Not going to feel so confident if this dude sucks. So, please, don't suck. Please, for the love of God. Moving back, even though it's like, damn, it gives us a new blood. Look at 12 is not a bad spot. Plus, we have extra picks. Yeah, exactly, Brad. And, let me pop this bad boy up here one more time. This graphic, it got me excited. Just put him up there. You see, I put Gregory Rousseau up there. And I also actually really like Jalen Phillips. If someone like Jalen Phillips falls in the second round, I would not be mad at all if they took him at 37. Great edge rusher that I would be very, very excited about. But, there's a lot of really guys. Kwity Paye, somebody that's talked about, if he falls there, he is quite a stud edge rusher. There's a lot of guys I would really be excited about. So, yeah, I 100% agree with you that there's a lot of really talented guys at 12, but, you actually get a whole nother first-round pick next year. So, yeah, you get to add to this new blood. There's a lot of holes everybody wants to talk about. Oh, this is a dumpster fire. This team sucks. It's like, well, there's same people that say, like, well, receiver's not going to fix this team. It's like, yeah, exactly. Like, we could still get a good receiver in this draft. There's a lot that we have talked about. We're going to keep talking about because now they're quite the possibility, because if we don't go there in the first round, dude, best player available in each round, because you can do that when you literally have so many effing holes. It's just unreal. So, yeah, and look, it gives us a chance to look at the young guys we already have. You're going to have young guys that you bring in that are going to get a chance to start right away. And that was the comment made earlier, that they need to start right away and they need to be able to play. Dude, Davian Taylor, that was quite the reach. And we were already still pissed about picking Jalen Hurts with the second pick. What was that pick? And then you go with Davian Taylor, and it's like, dude, this kid could have probably got taken in the 4th, 5th round. You go ahead, reach for him. Doesn't play worth anything until he finally sees a couple special teams. Then he starts playing defense, gets hurt. And look, I have hope for him. I love the way he plays. I know that he was very raw, as they want to say, but it's like, okay, great. In the 3rd round, I need a guy that's coming in and playing. We talked about in the 2nd round taking someone like a Logan Wilson, come and play Jeremy Chin. But no, we don't want to take Jeremy Chin. Oh, yeah, he was only phenomenal last year. So I don't understand. I really don't know why they think they're so smart, why they do these things, but I'm trying to be hopeful. Like, look, I get it. Like, I know that they could definitely F this up. I could be punching through what? Like, I'm not, my name is not Kyle. I don't punch, and no offense to any Kyles out there, but it's a joke. Not punching through walls, but I'd like to, and I feel like jumping out a window half the time, especially last year. I was like, luckily I was live on camera. It was like my first year working with the sports channel. I was like, I'm going to try not to lose my mind here. I can't. Like, it just, things churning and burning. So Howie, if you could just make us not all feel that way inside, that'd be great. So that's all we want is, it's great to feel like, oh, I got 11 picks, but yeah, what are you going to do with them? We'll find out. What are you going to do with this new 11th pick? What are you going to do with all these picks? I don't know. But 11 picks, that does get me excited. I'll be real with you. I mean, if I could pick them, I'd be excited. But I mean, it's Howie, yes. Look, he's fandangled with people. Obviously, the dead money with Carson isn't great, but you got a 3rd rounder. We talk about next year's pick. It's a 2nd rounder that could be a 1st rounder. That's great. So you got one from the Colts. You obviously just got one from the Dolphins. We talk about finally getting a 4th rounder. So you got to pick in every round now. Hell yeah. 2 picks in the 3rd, multiple picks in the 6th with 3, and then multiple picks in the 7th with 2. So, hey, I love it. You got a couple comp picks, then you got the Niners there at the 7th. Dealing with the whole Goodwin situation. So saved money there. Also got a pick. I'm loving it right now. I'm excited, but exactly, it's how you execute at the end. And look, finally at the end, trusting the process for the Sixers, we talked about earlier, finally paid off. So maybe, just maybe, he figures something out, and it's finally paying off when people got fired. So we got the new coach. GM is still out. Never mind. You know what I'm saying. We'll see. We'll really see. We need to shore up our linebacker spots. I feel like I've said this, and so yeah, man, we've all been saying this for years. We have been decent backup. We've been saying this for years before the Super Bowl, Joe. Let's be real, and obviously, I just started doing this the year of the Super Bowl. Crazy timing, I know, but that's how we met. But yeah, for years, but we're all getting pissed, right? Like, why are we not getting linebacker? We're watching the Ray Lewises of the world growing. I'm like, and like as a kid too. The Eagles had, we had Trotter. That's the last great one I've seen. And look, there have been good ones. I love Nigel Bradham. D'Amico Ryan's good. There's been good ones, definitely. But, we're looking a long, long time, till you've seen any real great ones. And I think the Eagles should really put an emphasis on it. That's why I put a couple of those guys up there, Parsons. There's guys we've talked about in later rounds, Jabril Cox. And I'm really excited about that Nick Bolton kid. And I think there's so much talent in this draft that I'm going to try not to be pissed off wherever they select someone, because there's so much talent in this draft and they have so many holes that it's like, okay. And now at 12, maybe I won't be so pissed, because maybe at 6, they were thinking about being wild and I might have to throw punch them. So I don't know, but there's somebody I left off this list because, I don't know if he'll fall, first off, because I think he is a pretty damn good quarterback. But Trey Lance, we'll see what happens with the whole quarterback thing and where people fall, who's doing what. But that'd be interesting, right? Another North Dakota State kid. I'm not trying to put that out there because I don't want that. But to hear that they were trying to trade up for Zach Wilson, it's just, Eagles. You wanted to create another quarterback controversy. So we would have had Zach Wilson, Jalen Hurts, and Joe Flacco. Punch me in the face. I would have just been like, what? Taking me back to the Sam Bradford day. Don't do this, man. We're not a quarterback factory. Let's get a quarterback. Let's get some backups for him that fit well, and let's ride. You got to create this drama, this stupid, it's just, I don't get it, man. I don't like it. And Howie, you got to be at this point on the hot seat. You traded out of a high pick. I don't know. Obviously, I'm sure he talked to Jeffrey Lurie about it, because apparently that's what they do. But it's I don't know how Jeffrey Lurie feels. You traded out of the 6th pick, and now you're going to try to, I don't know, man, what you're going to do. But you better effing hit on that 12th pick if you feel confident moving back. That at 12, you're still going to hit, and you got that next year. Well, you better hope you're the one making those picks next year, because if you mess this up, dude, you got 11 picks. So we'll see. You're going to have a lot of information to take from this draft, and you're going to find out. So I'm hopeful, man. I'm trying. And then, some other news before we get out of here tonight, guys. If you have anything else you want to talk about before I roll, I am going to get heading out here in a minute. Throw it my way now. But one other huge piece of news. Eagles legend, Eagles fan favorite, he was lost in free agency, Mr. Nate Gary. Horrible. I know. We're all very upset about the fact that Nate Gary is no longer a Philadelphia Eagle. But let's be real here. No one is sad about this news. But apparently a few teams were interested in Nate Gary, a couple being AFC teams, and he took less money to go play for the Niners and compete for a starting job. That's hilarious. Nate Gary, White Snake, best of luck to you. We need good linebackers, okay? I'll end that statement with that. We need to put an emphasis on linebackers. That's why we talked about those linebackers tonight. That's why we've talked about a lot of positions, because we need a lot. But Nate Gary was not a piece toward the future. I know that was Jim Schwartz's guy, and he made half of us want to jump out of a moving vehicle. Nate Gary, have a great time with the San Francisco 49ers, but thank God. Thank God. Just thank you, God. So that's all I have to say. But it was a good time talking with you guys. And there are some really good names here, guys. And I like some of the options you guys talked about. But I mean, honestly, if you still feel like at 12, it's hard to say the Eagles could go wrong. Honestly, and they can. They definitely can. They could. It's Howie Roseman. We all know that. But there is still some very talented players at pick 12, man. So, I mean, if you want to go after some of these corners, edge rushers, and offensive linemen, if you want to go after a receiver still, I'm sure, linebacker, there are going to be star players available that will come in, start, could be Pro Bowl players. You cannot mess this up, Howie. Please, for the love of God, do not mess this up. Get one of these studs pictured here. There's a couple more I couldn't fit in here. There's some people that could definitely fall in this draft. And, even if some of these guys do fall, or, someone like Jalen Phillips, not pictured here, someone we mentioned earlier, maybe if he falls to like that pick 37 we talk about, a couple of these guys could. Maybe Caleb Farley with that, back surgery he's getting, maybe he falls. There's definitely some possibilities. Don't know if we want to deal with another injured corner that was supposed to be a top pick before he got hurt. We all know how that worked for Sidney Jones. So, we will find out. But you got 11 picks to get things right. So, look, at pick 12, a lot of options, a lot of great options here, man. So I would be all in, though, with Jaycee Horn. I'll just keep preaching that. And I love to see it now. People are jumping on that train, and rightfully so. Like I said, talking to my buddies over at 4th and John about Jaycee Horn for a while now. And him being the top corner on a lot of our charts, he just, I don't know. He just fits that Philly. I don't know, man. He really does. And you could go back to the tapes that we've talked about him, but you could check out a lot of things that people have been writing about him lately. But the guys over at 4th and John, we are definitely in love with Jaycee Horn, and that's somebody I think that would fit in well with the Eagles, but a lot of these guys would. So please, Howie, you still have a chance to not mess this up, even if people are pissed, and I get it, rightfully so, because Ja'Marr Chase, Kyle Pitts, they're very, very talented, and it sucks. Look, it does, not having them on the Eagles, and not even, it's like they're not going to fall to 12. And, we even talked about the other day, maybe we trade up. Maybe we still make moves. We do have more picks now, so maybe we trade something from next year, second rounder or so, whatever. Maybe that Carson Wentz pick, whatever it is. Howie's going to find a way. So let's just try to find confidence in that pick one last time. There it is. I mean, that first round pick's the only thing that saves me. I love it. I love the fact that you move up 33 spots there. That's awesome, and you only move back 6. Move up 33 into a 4th round pick. So on day 2, you're not sitting there, your thumb up your ass, or day 3, I'm sorry. You got a 4th round pick, 123. Then next year, first rounder, man. I mean, you guys notice I'm just trying to be really positive about this. I was at first, I'm like, what are you doing? Losing my mind. Oh, you guys saw, we talked about it that day. I obviously calmed down a lot, had a lot going on that day. So luckily, but I had some time to think about it. Like I said, talked to my buddy Gail, and trying to make the most sense of it that I could. And the fact that we have so many holes on this team is how I made sense of it, right? We just have so many holes that you need to add more draft capital. That was what I mean, that's been my thing for months. That's what you got to do. And that's what we did, man. You move back 6 spots, move up 33, and then get a first round pick. I mean, if you take out Ja'Marr Chase and Kyle Pitts from the equation, if you just think of it that way, it's like, okay, I like that. But I get it. Look, I get it. Trust me, as I'm saying it to you guys, I'm like, yeah, but Ja'Marr Chase or Kyle Pitts on this team would be awesome. Really would. It'd be fantastic. So I don't know. Maybe they find some magical wizardry, trade up, make it happen. I don't know. If that happens, then. But let's go Jaycee Horn. Something on defense, figure it out. And then next year, let's hit on those 3 or 2 first rounders and turn this team around sooner rather than later. All right, guys, I hope you all had yourselves a great weekend. I will be back tomorrow. If there's any breaking news, I'll be on then. If not, I will be on tomorrow night. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out, whether it's talk about football, anything in life, you know the drill. Always here for you guys. Appreciate the friendships I've made. You guys are awesome. Truly love you. Hope you're staying safe out there. Have a good one, guys. And as always, go Birds!